what if chasing goals is the very thing keeping you stuck? In a world addicted to achievement, Hilary Jackendoff's Tiny Experiments throws a quiet grenade into the productivity cult. With graceful rebellion and spiritual precision, she dares to ask, what if freedom isn't on the other side of success, but in the subtle, playful tweaks we can make today? This book isn't your typical self-help sermon. It's a gentle revolution against rigidity, against the exhausting, optimize everything mentality. Jackendoff, a meditation teacher and subconscious guide, doesn't shout or demand. Instead, she invites. And that's what makes her message magnetic. She offers a new operating system for living, not based on goals, but on experiments. Not on fixing yourself, but on getting curious with what is. If the goalpost keeps moving, maybe it's time to stop chasing it. From the very first pages, Tiny Experiments pulls you into a radically human experience. Jackendoff opens with her own story: burnout, perfectionism, achievement, and the slow unraveling of her nervous system from the grip of ambition. But rather than retreating into cynicism, she emerges with a refreshing approach, what she calls tiny experiments. Small, low-stakes ways to test new possibilities in thought, emotion, or action without pressure to succeed. This isn't just self-kindness. It's a framework for transformation. Each chapter unpacks a key myth that drives the goal-obsessed culture: that success equals worth, that failure is the enemy, that clarity comes before action, that life only has value if it's big and visible. Against these myths, Jackendoff offers micro-practices. Think of them as emotional A/B testing. Try asking a different question. Take a slower breath. Choose curiosity instead of control. And watch your nervous system shift. Tiny experiments allow you to stay in motion without needing to know where you're going. One of the book's greatest strengths is how embodied it feels. Jackendoff constantly returns you to the body, to sensation, to breath. This isn't about intellectual gymnastics. It's about learning to live from the inside out. She teaches you how to recognize when you're in goal brain, tight, future-obsessed, rigid, and how to return to experiment brain, loose, present, playful. The book's structure supports this gentle unlearning. Each chapter contains a theme, like enoughness, trust, or play, a myth that traps us, a counterstory, and a set of tiny experiments you can try immediately. This modular layout makes it easy to dip in and out while still building a coherent philosophy over time. Here's one experiment from the success chapter. Ask yourself, what if I'm already enough, even if I never achieve this goal? Feel the tension that question brings up, then take one tiny action from that place. It's deceptively simple, but that's the magic. Jackendoff's writing feels like a deep exhale, like a nervous system reset. She's not here to sell you a system or promise 10x results. She's offering permission. Permission to try, to fail, to rest, to shift course. Permission to be human in a culture obsessed with superhuman output. This is where Tiny Experiments distinguishes itself from most self-help books. Instead of funneling readers into a fixed plan, Jackendoff offers flexibility as a spiritual practice. In doing so, she aligns herself with teachers like Tara Brach, Pema Chodron, and even Alan Watts, who encourage surrender and presence over hustle and control. You can be in process and still be at peace. Another highlight is the book's attention to language and inner dialogue. Jackendoff teaches you how to talk to yourself in new ways, not with fake affirmations, but with real curiosity. One powerful experiment: notice the moment your brain says, I have to. Replace it with, I get to, or what happens if I don't? It's small, it's linguistic, but it interrupts the script of compulsion and opens up possibility. That's the entire spirit of this book. Tiny changes, massive ripple effects. In terms of tone, the writing is warm, clear, and intimate. Like a friend who's been through it and doesn't need to impress you. Jackendoff's voice is unpretentious but wise, compassionate but grounded. There are no gimmicks, no charts, no secrets. Just deep truths wrapped in soft words. Her vulnerability invites yours. That said, this book won't appeal to everyone. If you're looking for high-performance frameworks or hard productivity hacks, this isn't it. Tiny Experiments is a book for people who are exhausted by always having to be on. People who want to live with themselves, not just upgrade themselves. People who are ready to trade anxiety for aliveness. A few more golden takeaways. Healing doesn't require giant leaps. It thrives in daily nudges. Curiosity is more powerful than discipline when it comes to lasting change. The nervous system is not a problem to fix, it's a compass to follow. Letting go of control isn't laziness, it's trust. And perhaps the biggest one, your worth is not something to be earned, it's something to be remembered. In a time when burnout is a badge of honor and every app asks what your goals are, Tiny Experiments feels like a quiet rebellion, and a timely one. It reminds us that living well isn't about perfect plans, but about presence. That maybe the best way forward is sideways. That we don't need to hack ourselves, we need to meet ourselves. By the end, you'll likely find yourself trying your own tiny experiment. Maybe it's pausing before overcommitting. Maybe it's forgiving yourself for not doing more. Maybe it's saying no without guilt. And when you do, you'll realize Jackendoff's deeper message. Freedom isn't somewhere out there. It's already within you. You just need to stop long enough to notice. What if your whole life could be one big experiment in kindness? Tiny Experiments doesn't scream for your attention. It earns it. And in a loud world, that's exactly the kind of wisdom that sticks. This is Intellings.